Okay, so the first playing around was getting the pump to go through into the bin 1. We found that was going too fast, so we created this little splitter system with a tap so we can control the flow rate a bit more. Cascade was working. We then added the little bits of mesh from the end of the pipe, and we found that clogged up too easily. Bin 1 is flowing into bin 2 quite fast and maybe catching up a bit quickly. But what we also have is a series of bag filters, and our aim is to use these bag filters instead of the mesh on the end of the pipe to retain the larvae from one bin to the next. So when we've done a drain down, captured the larvae in the socks, we will empty the socks into bin 1, and the larvae is suspended along with the algal feed, and we hope the flow will create a journey for them, if you like, through a series of more mesh filter bags, which should retain various sizes of larvae. So our socks, we have a various colour-coded labels. We can show you those in a minute. And I've actually written the micron mesh size on the top of each sock. And we have a stainless rod which we can feed through the top of the sock. And suspend it just under the flow, which would mean all the larvae from bin 1 will be floating around. Pipe work will go into bin 2. Bin 2 has a sock of 200 microns, for example, and these are all just trials. So the larvae that are smaller than 200 microns will pass through the sock. Anything that's larger than 200 microns will be retained in the sock. And at a very early stage, we don't really anticipate having too many larvae that are greater than 200 microns. We then have a 100 micron bin, sock, and the flow from the 200 will go into the 100. Therefore, anything smaller than 100 will flow out into the next bin. And then finally, we have a 50 micron sock, which we hope will trap anything larger than 50 microns. Now, from what we understand, a 50 micron larval probably at the very early stages, maybe even just about fertilised egg. Anything smaller than 50 microns will be retained, will pull through into the bin, and we might end up having a sock here which is a 1 micron, just to stop anything going into the sack. But the idea of this is that we can grade the larvae during a drain down procedure to give us an estimate of the larval count, and therefore the stocking density and the algae feeding rate. But we're just doing a sort of a wet run at the moment, just to see whether the process works, so that when we have created the larvae, we've already completed this small amount of testing. But I'm pretty happy how that's working. It's a few little bits, whether that's with escape, or whether when the larvae is in the bottom of the sock, I might even be able to spin it round. My holes aren't quite even, but I think that shows you the process of how we're going to grade our larvae once we've created them.